guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin Davis from Drone Camps RC, and what you're looking at here today is something new from RakonHeli.com. They are some good friends of ours. They send us some of the coolest aftermarket frames available. They do these awesome carbon fiber and CNC aluminum metal upgrade kits for a lot of blade products and some of the other multi-rotor frames out there, but they're really getting into some super lightweight stuff here. Micros are going kind of crazy right now. It seems the whole world is kind of overrun with micros, but the Inductrix Fpv does stand out in the crowd, probably one of the crowd favorites along with Tiny Whoop. This frame is particularly nice, mainly for a few reasons. Number one, you have a carbon frame that extends out to each motor on the bottom of this, and I'll show you an example of it here. I have another one that I have for a backup. You can get extra frame just in case you break yours. Now, you're not likely to, but you can get those on their website. Here's an example of that. Now, this frame is super rigid, and this helps a lot when you're accelerating or making turns. It keeps the frame nice and stable. It doesn't flex like some of the other plastic frames out there, so it's going to give you a little better performance. I feel like in the turns, and once I turn and accelerate, it's really straight on, and I have everything on here is stock. I haven't added anything else. It has the original props on here still, but I did choose to do the undercarriage camera setup. Underneath, I think, is just a little more streamlined, and when I go into crash upside down, it's not hurting the camera. I don't have any antenna, cloverleaf antenna hanging out on top to get destroyed, and this one just bends back up and I'm ready to go again. So lightweight, around 21 grams for this, so it is very competitive to the original weight on the Inductrix Fpv. I've had a friend of mine weigh his next to mine, and it was 22 grams. So this one ended up actually being a little bit lighter. My friend Diego Huber, actually, his stock Inductrix Fpv. So I'm pretty happy with this, even though he still beats me in most of the races. You know, I've got to learn how to keep up with Diego. He's super fast. I have to say that building this, you know, we'll talk about building it. I know some of you guys are really kind of intimidated with using your tiny little screwdrivers and these super tiny screws, but you know what? I sat at the kitchen table one night, and I got my little eyeglass kit, screwdriver kit out, and I just took my time and I did one motor setup at a time. Now, all you do is you start by removing this top piece on your Inductrix, and then you go from there. Now, these tiny little screws, you can set those to the side and save those for later. I never usually throw away any hardware, and I try to keep those all in order, but save all your screws, put them to the side. They do include in the kit hardware for your new frame, and you can actually get extra hardware on their site as well. I have an example of some of the extra hardware. You can get extra screws here. You can also get some super tiny little extra grommets, and those grommets are actually for where your flight controller needs to be dampened in between the frame, this carbon frame where it mounts onto. Now, you'll notice I have a rubber band on mine, and that's because sometimes I like to make sure that the battery doesn't slide out. Some of these longer batteries tend to slide a little bit, so when I'm flying I usually use this little black rubber band to hold it down, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Now, they also do have on this site, they have an upgrade plug, so you can do a larger style connector, a JST male connector on here, so you can grab one of these, and what that does is when you upgrade the end of your battery, supposedly there's a little bit of a bottleneck in these smaller connectors. So if you go just a little bit bigger here with this larger JST, you're going to supposedly get more power and better efficiency with these 1S batteries. And I have some examples of 1X batteries back here. I've just got these Tiny Whoop HVs, and so far they are awesome. I'm getting over 2.5 minutes with these Tiny Whoop batteries. Now, The other battery that I'm having good luck with is the traditional E-flite battery. That one is getting me over 2 minutes. The Crazy Pony batteries, that's probably not my best battery in the pack. So I kind of have these in order of which ones I like the best. The Tiny Whoop HVs, the E-flite, and then the Crazy Pony. Now, I've been testing a lot of different batteries, so I'll try to keep you guys updated in what's the best battery for me here recently. You can also get other accessories for this. You can get like a little camera protector, antenna protector that will go over top. If you decide to put your camera on top, you can get this that will go over it, and that just protects your cloverleaf antenna on the very top of the frame. But overall, you know what? Building this was not hard. It's not that bad. If you have a screwdriver that has a little bit of a magnetic tip on it, that helps a lot. Put the screw on the end of the screwdriver and just guide it down inside this frame. I really like the way this looks and the way it came out, and I feel like it really hauls ass around the house, and when I go out to the bars to do our Tiny Whoop races. I feel like it's nice and low profile. It squeaks through the tiniest little gaps when you have it set up like this, because you don't have anything up top to catch. So you can just get a little closer in when you're going for those super tiny little gaps. But I haven't been having a lot of problems with this frame. If I want to upgrade the motors later to some of those insane Tiny Whoop motors, I can do that because they're all plug and play here with this original board. And I guess my only gripe would be that when I flipped over a few times, it did switch my channel off to a different channel, but that's not a big deal. I can just push the button again and go back to the channel I was on. People have also been talking about how these motor guards dent, and I have an example of that. If you can see it, you see right here, there's a little divot right here where I hit something really hard, and it did bend, but you know, I was able to just kind of just bend it back with my fingernail. This is some pretty thin aluminum, but I really smacked something super hard. And you know what, with the stock plastic frame, everybody's breaking those, and they're breaking over here in this section right here in the front. So once your original frame breaks, you're going to be transplanting all this stuff onto another frame anyway. So this saves me from having to do that all the time, and it looks really cool. But on their website also, you can look for other colors. They have set up for 6mm motor frames. It's the let's see, stock number IDTX980-R, and I'll put a link down below for that for you guys. You can pick whatever color motor surrounds you want. You can do red, silver, yellow, green, black, orange, and purple. So get as cool as you want to get with some of the colors. But that's about it for the Rakon Heli frame. I really dig it, and I think a lot of people like it. I put it on my Instagram, and we had a ton of likes for this little frame. So 2 thumbs up from me. I like it a lot. You guys can check that out below on rakonheli.com. Thanks again for hanging out on the Drone Camps channel and checking out the newest drone tech. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks again. We'll see you later. Bye bye.